Awesome. So, thank you, Deepak, for joining us today. We are
It's my
so
pleasure,
happy to have
Saurabh.
you.
It's my
So, are you also one of the marketers who's very worried about AI coming in, taking place for the marketers? Are you the one who feel more empowered because of the AI, or you the one who is more scared because of the AI?
like I started using ChatGPT in November 2022, so around 2.5 years back. Uh, so, so operational efficiency is something that I'm looking at solving with the help of AI. Turnaround time has reduced drastically with the help of AI, 15 minutes of the Google articles and all. So even like talking about today, so I have a meeting scheduled on Wednesday, coming Wednesday, and I'm not sure what that topic is about. So I will be doing a 15-minute, 20-minute ChatGPT research and will be going prepared prior to that meeting. And then there are tools which help you in video editing and video creation. I will not name any
Right.
particular tool because there are like tools, there are plenty of them you can explore. And recently I started exploring Anet and Lovable.
Yeah.
So anything you want to use and create for the front end kind of thing, which was very difficult for a no coder, for a person who was not from the coding background or who doesn't know coding or HTML or CSS. So Lovable is a perfect platform for that person to explore. You just type a command on ChatGPT and you get a code which you paste on Lovable and you get if you want to go and try, you can try. You get free credits, 5 free credits in a month, in a day, and you can go and explore. I did something like that. So yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I just give you an example. I just remember, yesterday we were working on one of the projects and Vivek asked me, we were, rebranding one of the, homepage for one of the clients. It was a potential lead. So Vivek asked me what is the best way to present the content that you have just written. It is awesome. So I just went into the Claude and just prepared a, one page a website kind of thing within minutes. And that is the best way to present that content. So that's how, AI is changing and helping marketers like you and me who absolutely have no idea about the coding, and it was a fully functional homepage and it was brilliant. I was blown away with that. So
awesome, awesome.
absolutely, yeah, have launched a lot of products in the US and the European market. So
Yeah.
what generally you think are the misconceptions that B2B marketers have when they think about international expansion? And what's your any kind of template that you use, or particularly what is your blueprint when you think about, GTM in the European and US market? Because when I talk to a lot of different marketers, they have different approaches and a lot of misconception they also have regarding the US audience and European audience. So I would love to hear from you.
Awesome. So when I, joined service-based companies or MNCs post my MBA, at that point of time, I got an exposure to US and Europe market. Honestly speaking, both these markets function very differently. US market is, look, everything that originates or comes in the software domain originates from US.
Right.
So like whether you are trying to sell or pitch a service or even product to them, they know the nuances. They know the first-hand knowledge of it. So you don't have to spend a lot of time, sharing knowledge with them or educating them. You don't have to focus. You just have to focus on what your product does, what your product delivers, what is the business outcome that they can get. It's a straightforward pitch for them. While in UK market and Europe market, the things are the things work differently. They want a little bit of hand holding,
Right.
and this I've experienced it firsthand because you will see a lot of people traveling to Europe specifically for client support. They are someone who expect a lot of meetings. You even if you like you might have observed it or not, but let's say US meeting might end up in like 15 minutes or so. But for if you are working with a client who is based out of Europe, the meeting will start from 45 minutes and it can stretch up to 50 minutes, 1 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Also, I have observed that double the time of what the meeting was planned for. Why? Because they want to involve fully in the process. They want to understand why this is happening. What are you guys trying to do with our system? What are you guys trying to pitch us? What will be the benefits that I will be getting out of this thing? So the market, the landscape is totally different. US market, you are selling at this price. We get a trial version of it. You prove with the POC to us what you do, and we are happy to proceed. And we are happy to like it's a yes or no. In Europe, it's like you build with them. Even if let's say your product is having a bug or something, you build along with them. You understand their use cases, you understand the problem statement, and then you can have your PRD in that way that, we are also working along with you and we are also creating and shaping our product as per your requirement and feedback. So it's like that. The both the geographies work in a very different way.
So this the particular the differentiation, I totally agree with you what you just said, but it is more in a behavioral way that you have
Yeah.
described. But as a marketer, let's say I have a AI based. Let's take a example of a product. Let's say it's a SaaS product which is AI based intelligence in recruiting. Let's say there's a one particular product, and they want to build their GTM for the US market. So if they come to you and hire you as a their consultant or need guidance from you, what would be your step by step process to make them into that market?
So first, like that's an entire step-by-step process that is followed
Yeah.
for GTM approach and strategy.
Right.
So first, the product is into AI-based hiring, right?
Yeah.
So specifically into the end user are maybe the people from the HR domain, mainly in the
Exactly. Yes.
mainly in the acquisition domain, right?
Right. Right.
So you will have first round of interactions with them. Okay, what are the problems that they are facing? So for a fun fact, I was having a chat with one of my friend. He's in HR domain, and 1 month back, and he posted a job on LinkedIn. They
Okay.
got 1,000 plus applications for that job.
Wow.
And when I asked him, what is your process going forward with this thing? He mentioned there will be one ATS tool, applicant tracking system tool,
Hmm.
and they will filter it out 100 or maybe 80 resumes out of it, and they will manually look after each of the going manually read each of
Resumes.
these resumes, and they will filter out the top candidates, like 10 or 15 of them, and they will start calling them based on the other filters that they have.
Right.
So there is you when you say AI led hiring space. So what you can do specifically in here is understand where the problem statement, what are the problem, in this entire cycle,
Right.
from someone who is submitting the resume to someone to the software tracking out and filtering out the resumes, and to the candidates who are like there is a four-step filtration process that is happening here, right?
Right.
And the urgent need will be to solve for the manual reading of those resumes.
Absolutely, that's a very hectic process.
So that is something that you get insights from. Okay? These are the problems that recruiter friends are facing, and this is what you can solve for in this domain. Then you will
Absolutely.
focus on what are your target audience. Let's say there are small companies with under 100 employees or under 500 employees. Then there are companies with 500 to 10,000 or kind of employees, and there are companies like service-based companies 10,000 plus employees. So you will be figuring it out what kind of scales that you're looking to
Right.
solve for here. What kind of pattern that your product can support. So this is coming from a product-centric approach that you
Right.
will understand all of these insights. Then coming to the GTM part of it, you have like you mentioned something about the dollars as well, right? The budget and all.
Yes, I mean, like, let's say that you have a, this is a startup, they have just like starting and they have a not huge budget, let's say a couple of thousand of dollars per month. And
Got
they
it.
are targeting enterprises, and the reason is because they hire in bulk. If they're hiring, they hire in 6 roles for 8 roles. So the efficiency of tool increases, and that is worth having for the HRs and for junior HRs also. And the problem that this tool is solving, let's say the new joinees, the HRs that they have, it take time for them to really understand the brand and to which what position they have to hire. So this tool joins the meetings, creates summaries, creates a JD accordingly. So a senior HR, what they would have done, this tool plus a junior HR is equal to that. So and they're targeting 500 employees plus companies.
So first level of approach will be see the budget that you are having is not much. So you will not be going with ads and stuff like that because that will consume your budget in like full speed.
Absolutely.
So that is something that you will avoid. Where you can go forward is creating some organic intent-led approach. So you will be figuring it out. You will be writing some content, some thought leadership articles, and you will be making your content artificial intelligence engine optimization specific.
Right.
So recently, I was reading about this thing that the traffics have stopped coming on the
Yeah.
blocks, and SEO is not working anymore. So what next now? So AEO is something which is coming up in the space, and you have to pick up and buckle up for that. So you will be making some changes around that. You will be reaching out to people who can be the influencers for this. Let's say HR from the tech community. You reach out to them. You give like a kind of a freemium or free access to them, like 10 or 20 job applications that they are able to hire for using your particular tool. And then you will be able to then you can derive some insights out of it, like what is the time saving that you are able to do, what is the manual effort saving that you are able to do. So based on all of these insights and collecting all of these insights along, you have some ammunitions to market along. Let's say you have time reduction, effort reduction, resource reduction. You have some. You also be improving on the quality of the hiring. You will not
Yeah.
just because AI tool is AI tools work well when it comes to finding that deep insight. Let's say what the candidate's background is, where he did education from, and how like connecting the dots backwards and understanding deep in about the candidate. So you can do all of those things. Plus, you can have some social media handle based research, which is upcoming field. Like I heard one company rejected a candidate just because that candidate posted something on LinkedIn which was not going as per the value of that company. So that
Yeah.
they rejected the candidate. So all of these things are, the background, not the background verifications, but things which can be a red flag for
Yeah.
a candidate. All of these can be done with a specific tool. You can improve all of those things in the tool, and then you can market it in, let's say, organic way. So yeah, this is something that I can think on top of.
Yeah. So definitely when you have a budget crunch, let's say, or you are just
Yeah,
starting with
yeah,
the product where you don't have a lot of budget, so organic is the way to go. And maybe the
absolutely.
for this particular kind of tool that we just discussed, maybe LinkedIn is a great channel, and
Yeah,
the HRs or the people who are the thought leader or could lead the decision, maybe the HRs of the company or the head of human resources of the company would be the right people that you can target through influence or through content, and you can create content from the founder led as you discuss. Yeah, I think that is a great approach for the GTM for this
absolutely. And
particular tool.
you can also do some kind of like this podcast we are doing, right? So you can have this kind of podcast with CHROs or maybe the HR heads
Yeah,
of the company, and then you can
absolutely.
pitch your product. You can give them a freemium kind of a model here. You can give them like 15, 20 licenses for free, and then you can see what is the adoption rate that you are having, and then you can proceed
Absolutely.
further from.
And it's a great idea. You will get to connect with top of the people of the those organization which otherwise would say no for your product, but if you bring them to give some kind of value that we can have a podcast and they have some kind of recognition that they would get out of it, it would be easier for them to say yes. And once the relationship is built, it would become easier for you to pitch that product particularly, and it's a free content
Absolutely.
for you as well from the organization's point of view, and it's
Yeah, it's
not that
a
costly setup as well.
there are high chances of getting a customer testimonial post a
Absolutely.
podcast. Yeah,
Absolutely.
so
That's a great
it's a
idea.
win-win. Yeah,
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
just on the same follow-up, like I have a different question as well, but just taking extending this scenario of this tool, which founder who don't have budget, I mean, like they might be stuck in some Y Combinator meeting or so, but as a marketer, you will still be asked like prove me the ROI. Even for just a couple of $1,000, they will ask you. Let's say even you do the podcast and you have everything. The company page on social media, the LinkedIn basically, that doesn't go along very nicely, right? You know, the reach is not what you expect organically. So let's say, and again, you cannot invest much on the paid side. So how are you going to prove ROI of the social media to that founder that I did the podcast? Okay, I brought one person that they are definitely interested. They might be my ICP as well. But then to prove that, okay, this distribution of this podcast, how will you do that part?
see, distribution of podcast, that's a good idea. Distribution of podcast will automatically happen if you hire if you bring up on a podcast someone who is having 10K plus LinkedIn
Yeah,
followers, and then
famous people in the industry. Yeah,
that person
influencers.
posts on LinkedIn that I happen to be on this podcast, and I talked about this thing, and so it will automatically go viral. That's a flywheel that you can. It's a user generated content, but when actually the brand is getting benefit out of it. So that is not a concern here, but what I can get from your question is how we would justify the number game versus the qualitative. This is a very qualitative approach that we mentioned previously. How will you justify the numbers? Because LinkedIn followers will not grow
Yeah,
automatically.
absolutely. Yeah.
So every software company, if you have observed the stage, every company while beginning, and they begin with a problem statement, and there are 15 to 20 clients or early adopters of that problem statement where they work collaboratively to build on that particular product. Let's say there is an idea does not become idea becomes an MVP, minimum viable product, but after that, to make it a proper product and to have a alpha beta release of those products, you will be working along with certain prospects from that domain, who can be your bigger clients post the product launch and post the general availability release of that particular product. So before the standard processes, you will be having somebody from like 15, 20 prospects or clients who will be already using your product. You will be getting lots of insights from them. Second thing is there are stages. Product market fit is there. If first of all is launch phase, then you will be focusing on the product market fit, which will come after, let's say, 1 year, 2 year, where your product is market friendly and mature enough to for mass adoption and all. And then post that, you can focus on numbers.
Right.
What you are focusing, or like you have to justify this to the founder. You
Yeah.
cannot just go on day one and say, okay, boss, we are in this domain and we want 10K followers on LinkedIn. You cannot just get that until unless you do some viral marketing on Product Hunt and you reach out to various marketing communities and you get voted for your product, and then people start following up your page. Or you can do some incentivization approach and do something for LinkedIn followership. So that is something. But yeah, the standard approach is like this. You have early adopters, then you get people who pay for your product, maybe the initial version of it. And then there are people who pay for the general availability. So people who have been with you while you were building up your product, they have seen you growing, they have been in the product life cycle, and those are the ones who eventually end up being your paying customers. And post that, you get those feedbacks or customer testimonials, and
Yeah.
then you focus on building on that.
Then you have the advocates of your product, right?
Absolutely.
So carrying on to that point, what you just said, you talked about the product and its testimonials and the ratings. I also see in your background that you have worked a lot on the product platforms like G2, where such products get rated, and I think you have worked significantly well on that aspect. So I would like to ask, following to that you have worked on the G2 ratings of a lot of companies in the past. So other than the generic playbook, generic approaches to get the reviews for these products, do you have something special, or what you have learned over your journey? What worked beyond the obvious review collection tactics? What's the playbook for the systematic review management for that usually most of the marketers miss?
See, G2 reviews, if you understand the backend or the algorithm of it, there is a specific rule book which
Right.
G2 has on their platform, right?
Okay.
Why that rating is awarded to you, or what is the rating that is given, out of the average ratings or reviews that you get. So first of all, understanding what I did was I understood that kind of approach, like what that algorithm means for us. The second was I didn't just focus on the numbers, because see, there are like review collection happens in two ways. One is you give some incentive to the reviewer. The reviewer puts a review and you give some kind of vouchers to them, or G2 gives them. The second approach is that happens very organically. That person is really loving your product. They come on G2 and you get your review. So what we
Right.
did was there are various ways of getting the review. One of the thing what we did was understanding when the G2 this thing rating cycle starts. So we focused all of our efforts 50 days prior to that rating cycle, till the time that rating will be calculated.
Okay.
50 days prior to that, we had this G2 banner on our product page, on our
Okay.
product, inside the product, we on the home page. That widget was there. Then what we did was we asked our CSMs to be prepared. Let's say if they solve any particular query, there is an aha moment of happiness.
Right.
And pitch that G2 review ka link side by side on the email. Hey, I was just able to solve your query on this particular thing. Were you happy with the response? If yes, would you be fine giving us a rating on G2? It will be valuable for us. So something like that. And what happened? The other thing that we did was, let's say while the customer onboarding is happening, and let's say you are the end user and you did perform first step of you completed the entire cycle of first step that actually we call as the first level of completion. Then you experience your aha moment. Boss, it was easy. I went through that. I completed this thing. Then you will get a kind of a pop-up message. Will you be fine giving us a G2 rating? So in that happiness, in that moment, you will be fine giving us a G2 rating. So that is one of the thing. So it was not just one thing. It was a combination of various different things happening all together. We also focused on the persona. Let's say if the person is a C-suite employee, so we that rating has a higher weightage. That is something that we got to know from the G2 SPOC. So we focused on them, we incentivized them, we kind of called them, ki boss, please submit a rating if you are happy. Unbiased, like if we didn't have any influence on the quality of the review and all. But that's how we got a good number of the number. Honestly speaking, and frankly speaking, the data indicated otherwise. We didn't got
Okay.
many reviews compared to our competitor, but the quality of our reviews were
Quality.
higher. Yeah, so we were having a marginal difference of point 0.8.
Okay.
Point 0.8 is a big difference when it comes to
Differentiator.
rating on different rate G2 when you are comparing yourself on the scale of 5.
Hmm.
So that is something we followed, and
And
yeah, it worked for us.
definitely because of the strategic, things that you have planned 50 days prior and the efforts that you have put in, definitely it showed up later in the when you
And
were
first
doing
of
the
all,
reviews.
understanding what is the rule book. Understand the rule book. Don't go
Yeah.
just number of reviews. Don't just follow all of those things. Understand the rule book. What are the different pointers, and what is the quality score or multiples allocated to each of those pointers, and then
Absolutely.
go
That,
for
that
that.
that is a great approach. Most of the people, usually miss it, since a lot of good results, follows when you follow the simple playbook and the, simple rule. A lot of people, marketers miss reading that because that is boring thing. So they don't
Yeah.
read and go through the rules and the regulations, but you guys have focused upon it and the results have reflected that same thing.
Yep. So look, G2 and Product Hunt putting your brand over there has been a very important milestone, and I have seen founders posting about it on LinkedIn every time when they get even a hit or something, close to 100 reviews. But it's been over the years now, and marketers, lot of tools nowadays are made for marketers also, and they understand how these reviews are done. So let's say now coming, this is 2025, things are changing. What do you think
Absolutely.
is going to be changing in the in this space of getting your brand listed in these places, and how important it's going to be in the next 5 years? Is it going to change? Are the value of product and G2 gonna be slightly on the downward sides, or you are expecting more such platforms to come? Or and also, other than that, as a marketer, let's say you really want to judge the tool. So do you trust those reviews because you know how other marketers might have got it? So do you really trust those reviews?
And adding to what Vivek just said, I have also seen there is significant drop in the, search results and the traffic of these
Absolutely.
platforms like G2. So it's a very relevant question. Would love to hear your thoughts on it.
So my thought, like I align with all of you guys, both of you guys, what you just mentioned. See, being a marketer, like forget being a marketer. We understand how ads are run. We understand how those top three links on Google pop up, right? We understand how these reviews are collected, being from a B2B SaaS domain. So we understand stuff. But now, it is not just us. Now, many people understand all of this stuff. Digital adoption. See, there is a cycle. People were naive prior to that. Prior to 2 3 years back, if I've asked them, they would have focused on G2, Gartner ratings, and all of those stuff. But now they know that how these are collected and how these are not a credible source anymore. Because even I was reading one of the post from like I will not name the analyst, but there were like around 20 30 companies in that particular you know space. So, and all of them are leaders. So that's not possible, right? When all of them are leaders, nobody is leader. So
Yeah,
you cannot be in that space in a particular domain and be a leader, right? So if everybody gets an award, there is no meaning of an
value of
award.
that award. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
So
everyone is disrupting their, particular market with their industry, with their technology. It's written on each of the B2B website that you go.
Yeah, every customer website or every B2B portal website that you see is they are best in the market. If they are best in the market, who what are others doing in the market, right? So every company writes that way. Answering your question, so what's next now? So what's next is companies have to focus on the business ROI, the numbers ROI. It will not be just, having a kind of a English specific messaging. It has to be a mathematical specific messaging, the numbers specific messaging. They cannot just write any line or positioning statement and be assured that they will be able to make a sale in the market. No, customers nowadays or prospects nowadays have burnt their hands or had tried and tested. The greenfield companies or greenfield projects are shrinking, and many of them are now brownfield. So people have burnt money, people have tried and tested, and the going forward, the approach will be now prove us what you can do for us, and then we will be able to procure you guys or procure your product, something like that. So that should be the approach. And as I mentioned, artificial intelligence engine optimization, AI engine optimization is something
That is
that
coming up.
every company has to do. It's not a need. It's not a it's a need of the hour. It is not, no. It is not
Absolutely.
like.
So it is also happening that we do SEO, right? We have started focusing on the AI SEO side, and we have seen some good results for the clients that we have. And we started pitching this particular thing to the people we were earlier pitching SEO, right? Now we are pitching them AI SEO that we will do, and we will rank you in the LLMs and everything, ChatGPT. So they are more interested. So the conversion rate has increased and the reply rate has increased in our marketing approaches just because by adding these two particular things in the pitch.
Absolutely,
There's
not just by
definitely a
adding
lot
them,
of.
you will have to prove to them as well. So
Absolutely,
when
that is a
they make a yeah, when they make a query on ChatGPT or Perplexity, yesterday I was reading Airtel has partnered with Perplexity.
Yeah.
purpose.
So now the AI adoption
Is
will
going to
will
go
mass
masses.
is like
Yeah,
skyrocket, huh?
yeah,
So Perplexity Pro on every device which is running on Airtel is like crazy. So
Yeah.
people will start using it. So as and when people start using it, the cost of using it is it's decreasing. The cost of adoption has the adoption has increased. Yeah, the high time now to focus on AI SEO.
absolutely, undoubtedly. So when we are talking about the GTM strategy, I also have an interesting question that a lot of times a lot of people try their GTM strategy, and if let's say their GTM strategy as a marketer, if I get to know that my GTM strategy has failed in the first 3 months, so what's my backup plan? Like what's the diagnostic process that I can do, and do you have any kind of example that you can give us where you have heard any of the story or you have personally felt when sometimes it has failed GTM strategy, and what are the backup steps that you have followed?
See, GTM strategy, when you say it's not like a 1 week, 2 week game, it's like a 6 month or 1 year long game. And there is no such thing as the failed GTM. It's more of like a GTM strategy that you planned didn't work out.
Okay.
Because you are like nowadays it's not like see, I work closely with the product manager and understand what is in the roadmap in the coming quarterly or 6 month roadmap. I work closely with the sales team to understand what customers are asking. I work closely with the CSM to understand what kind of problems they are trying to solve for using in the current product. Like where is the problem, where is the product not able to deliver. So after understanding all of those things, you get a very fair idea about where your product actually is at the real current stage. And
Right.
GTM strategy is not something that you will be doing in silos. You will be working along with many people, the one who are inward facing and the one who are outward facing, like sales team and all. So you work around with identifying the ICPs, you work around with the kind of TAM, SAM, SOM, what is the target audience, what is the serviceable audience, what is the achievable audience, and all of those stuff. Where it fails or where it goes wrong is mainly messaging and positioning. So what I've observed is, let's say I would like to give you a very different example. Let's say you are trying to sell a mid-size SUV, but the customer is looking for a small hatchback, or the customer is looking for a luxury sedan.
Yeah.
So it can go wrong in both the ways. So you will get insight why or where it is going wrong after you get like 15 20 form fills you get from the website, from the inbound leads, and then you will understand. Ki boss, the kind of people who are filling up the form, they are not our right ideal customer profile. And also you will get on a call when the sales team is also getting on a call, on the first level of call with them, to understand, is there a business use case or not, is there a scope of work here or not, or what is the scope of work. So let's say you are trying to pitch for a, and your expectation ticket size is 1 lakh INR per month, but the prospect who got on a call, he has the maximum budget of 40K INR per month,
Right.
or the person who got on a call has a monthly budget of 10 lakh INR per month. So both of these are wrong. You are not fit for either of them. So the one is looking for a very enterprise level software or
Solution.
very enterprise level solution, and so you will be able to get a hold of it from the insights that you get, from the responses that you get. It's not like a failed GTM. Failed GTM happens when you don't course correct yourself. Let's say the products that have failed in the past, let's say Nokia phones, they didn't course correct themselves. They saw that Android is coming, but they didn't correct it themselves. Similarly, BlackBerry. I was watching this
Right.
movie, BlackBerry
Yeah,
mobile phones,
it's a
and
very interesting one.
Steve Jobs launched this crazy keep like touchscreen phone. Apple launched this thing, and BlackBerry went all of a sudden, all the stock went down. But they were still reluctant to introducing a full touchscreen phone. They were, yeah, they stayed with their own keypad model phone.
It is what being said in the marketing that you don't fall in love with your product. So that's what
Absolutely.
happened.
So that's the first rule of GTM. Don't be biased to your particular product. Even if somebody is saying something wrong about your product, listen to them. Ask them why. Ask them at least three whys, and you will understand why they are telling what they are telling. Because people are not mad enough, right, to spend their time,
Absolutely.
money, effort, and to talk to you and give you feedback.
And yeah, I
So
mean,
True.
GTM,
sometimes people are not ready to exactly give the answer you're looking for. You need to give them a couple of questions on the same thing. So they all start thinking, okay, why I was saying that. And
see, these kind of problems many AI first companies will be facing. So let's say we are also coming up with something which is AI first product in market, and we don't know who is the ideal persona. We reached out to the top users, but we were not getting answers because they themselves don't know what they need out of the particular infra. So we have infra level or architecture level product, but we don't know or kind of use cases we can propose on top of it. And to whom we connected, even they are not sure कि इसको mass level पे scale कैसे करना है, like what will be the main use case out of it. So that is something we have to figure it out as a like working collaboratively. So
Right.
innovate, like the product innovation or something like the Henry Ford said, right? If he would have asked customers what they want, they would have said that we want
Fast horses.
faster horse carts. So that is that kind of problem currently with the AI first companies. But normal GTM, you will get an insight in the very first week or second week, and even after, if you are not able to figure it out in the very first week, second week, you will definitely understand when you onboard them, and you will be getting an insight from the product dashboard, what kind of
Right.
use case that they are having, and it's a very like you will be observing a trend when the person is about to, when the company is about to get churn. You will observe that the numbers going down month on month or day by day. Daily active users will go down, monthly active users will go down, the kind of usage that they had will go down. So all of these things are part and parcel of GTM. So, and
Yeah.
if you are unable to figure it out in the early beginning, you will be figuring it out when you onboard them.
yes,
Absolutely.
so
So
yeah,
yeah,
go.
Vivek, go ahead. Go ahead. You go.
So recently, Deepak, like I saw, like you are now shifting from product marketing to demand gen, and you also wrote a post about it that how it's gonna be changed. But still, there are many marketers who are now, because the entire marketing is evolving, and nobody knows what they are doing today is relevant 2 years later. And this has to be a very common and easy and comfortable thing for a marketer to shift what they are doing today. So tell me about your journey of how you are taking things which are pretty new to you and how you plan to really excel at it. Because with the experience that you have in your batch, somebody or anybody would really expect very high from you at any time, even though that would be a new role. So how are you gonna keep ahead of it or keep up the pace with this new expectations with you?
First of all, thanks, Yar, for reading my LinkedIn post. Not many people read it, but yeah,
No,
you
no,
read it,
I
so thanks for that. So what I figured it out is that I've been in this space from the last 7 years, product marketing space, and I understand it well now. I can do things in a certainly good manner in here in the product marketing space. And what I wanted to solve now is whatever I'm doing, let's say sales enablement, content creation, or GTM strategies, or let's say sales plays or scripts. How the person who is going out and interacting with customer, is he able to deliver it in the same manner that I have written it for or that I have planned it for? So I understood that there is a gap. The sales persona or the people who are interacting with the end customers, they are not able to deliver it like the way we have planned it for. That is first problem. Being a product marketer, you have very inside knowledge about what is going to happen in the product, and
correct.
also you interact with the sales leader, CSMs, product managers, and a lot of people, right? So you are basically a central knowledge repository. So that's how I decided let's take a different role here. And I was also interested to understand how this system works, demand generation, how it works. And frankly speaking, I am also learning. So what this, like, this was the idea behind it, and how I am going it now is I'm using various strategies behind it. Let's say persona specific targeting, account based marketing, we all know, but
Right.
Right.
persona specific targeting, or let's say coming up with a thematic campaigns. So let's say one product is in demand right now. So how you can leverage and go full throttle on and currently who identifying the real ICPs and solving the friction between lead to conversion cycle, like lead to MQLs, then MQLs to internal sales qualified leads, then sales qualified lead to sales accepted lead, and then opportunities and all. So how you can solve friction between each of these
Okay.
cycles. So I have taken up that role, but let's see how it turns out to be. I'm also learning that it's a full number game,
Yes.
optimizing on the spends on different channels, Google ads, LinkedIn ads. Even I have created a kind of a paid plus like hybrid approach, paid plus organic.
Organic. Yeah.
So let's see how it turns out to be. I cannot share much about it, but yeah, the main thought process is like that. Also, I was thinking like this is something that we all have to agree to it and do it right now. Like Airbnb, what they did, the PMM merging PMM and PM function.
Right.
So somewhere down the line, you have to take either you take the extension, which is part of the later part of your job, or the further like the front part of your job. Like uh, let's say if start interacting with PMs and take some of the PM work, that will be kind of a PM plus PMM approach that I can take. Or if I am taking PMM work plus growth marketing or demand generation role, then I can contribute better in this space. So being
Hmm.
a marketer, you have to take more responsibilities now
Yes.
to prove what you
Absolutely.
can do.
Yep, that's why. I mean, I don't know why people haven't read that post, but they should. And that post is very genuine actually. It really talks about what you are right now doing. It's like if you were a founder, it's kind of, build in public kind of a thing that you're really
Yeah,
telling the
yeah,
challenges that you are right now facing and how you're gonna tackle. You have also mentioned exactly about the metrics that you're gonna solve for. So
correct.
there I know like a lot of marketers who really feel much scared about it, like because let's talk about the SEO content managers or SEO managers. If this news of what ChatGPT agent is going to do, like it's going to order some stickers and it will just do all the job on its own. This is
Correct.
a horror story for any SEO manager to be
Yeah,
do, right? They would not get sleep for a week entirely, but this is going to happen. This has been happening from the day marketing has been going on. So would really request everybody to follow the things that you are posting. They would actually help people to be comfortable in this space, because this is, I guess, what it's going to be the next 5 years or next few years of marketing.
we
It
cannot.
is a very
I cannot predict for the next 5 years because the way it is changing,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I am not sure what is going to happen
It is it
next.
is it is a very interesting time for being a marketer, I would say, or being a coder or whatever it in all the religion, but definitely for a marketer it's a very interesting time. So talking about the learning thing that you just said and what you are doing right now, I would love to understand from you like what are the different AI tools that you are using currently. A lot of people know the basics that ChatGPT and Claude, those are the very basic tools. Are there any other tools that as a marketer other people should know, maybe to understand the customers better, the audience data, that we can learn from you, or you want to share that other marketers are not using it, not very popular?
See, honestly speaking, I'm not using AI tools for my work specific purposes a lot,
Okay.
except ChatGPT. I have a ChatGPT Pro or Plus, whatever it is called as. I will, it's like ChatGPT Plus subscription, and along with it, I use tools like Crayon is there. Then there is a tool called as GTM Buddy. They have some AI based functionalities in it, so I'm using that. Not I'm using, but our AI company is using for the sales enablement and insight perspective. The tool I'm not like not I'm using it for the personal side of things. Like if I have to, let's say, make a song and make a lyrics for it and make that song in a particular singer's voice. Let's say
Okay.
Arijit Singh singing a song for my own personal lyrics. So I have used and tried all of those things, but for the work
It's a
specific
it
thing.
Yeah, it's a great thing, no? The people like us who are, you know, about who are working 24/7 and they don't get time for their creativity or, you know, the passion that they have. The AI is solving that problem as well for us. People like you just mentioned that earlier you don't have the time to write the lyrics and the song particularly, but now AI is solving that thing for us as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And recently I started like day before yesterday, I started using Perplexity Pro for image generation because I'm not happy with the image generation of DALL-E, which is integrated with ChatGPT. So I will be trying Perplexity Pro for that. But yeah, so far, like for work purpose, you don't need anything apart from ChatGPT. That is what my thinking is because it gives you a very structured approach, data in a very tabular format. It's a very consumable format. You get it, all the information
Right.
in one thing. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yep, I guess amazing. I guess there are some definitely hacks to steal from what you have told already. But going to on a you can say professional level, also on a personal level, like say when you woke up to a day when you know that SEO has become AI SEO. What was and you know like you have worked in companies, you have really owned organic channels, you really have done amazingly well on that part. So what was the reaction the next day that okay, the SEO has completely changed. OpenAI has launched this video and AI mode is appearing in North US already. It came to
Google.
US
Yeah.
earlier already, and AI overview is leading in India. So let's say you have an SEO team. What did you say to them? What did you even say to yourself even after getting those updates?
Yeah, frankly speaking, I'm not looking after SEO that much. There is a specific team that looks after it, and I honestly I don't understand SEO. It's backlinking, keyword research, finding the tools or topics that are working in the market, doing some Google trend research, and creating content around it. But for the AI SEO specific thing, even I'm not sure what I will be communicating to them or what I will be observing from the SEO standpoint because I have
Yeah.
no visibility on that.
Okay,
Yeah,
got
I
it.
mean, like from what we have observed, it is look, this is obviously something about organic visibility, people using search engine or these tools to get to it. So even something new is gonna happen, but it's gonna build on that foundations which were earlier. Good content is always gonna there, and good foundations of tech SEO and good really backlinks would at the end help it.
I was going through one other session, and that session mentioned that you don't have to do anything from the SEO perspective. Just continue SEO as is. What you can focus on some long tail keywords. Let's say good B2B software for this geography, solving for this particular use
Yes.
case. Focus on that, and you will be appearing in ChatGPT a lot more easily compared to others who are not focusing on that aspect.
Yes,
So that is something that I
absolutely.
one insight that I got. But yeah, I haven't gone deep into it, solving the performance side of things currently. But yeah, SEO is something which is the need of an hour. AI.
Correct, correct, absolutely. So, taking this into the product marketing side, let's say you scroll LinkedIn and you have already done your strategy part. You went to the board meetings, you submitted, and it's going on. You went to the LinkedIn and you see something really exciting. You also love if that would happen. So that's a very new idea, which is not part of your strategy, which you have submitted and going on. So do you really jump up back on your strategy to put that idea, or you really wait it to just pass on and trust on what you have done previously?
No, yeah, frankly, in real life, it doesn't happen that way. You have to, whatever you are pitching or whatever you are going to your boss, this is the final thing. That is the final thing because that is proven, that is well researched, and that is something you have observed in the past. And once, let's say, something new comes up, so what I will be doing is I will take something in my passion project or in the parallel project, I will park it there. I will try it out, I will research it out, I will understand what it is, why it is, how it will help us. And then when I have some concrete hypothesis around it, I will be going forward and deep with it. कि भाई अब इससे कर क्या सकते हैं, मतलब whatever it is, because there are, it's not like there are tons of questions that can come your way when you are pitching something which is even like I have seen many leadership people who are not aware about AI SEO. And they don't know the term AEO in marketing. So I'm not sure if, like, it can go wrong as well. So I will not be jumping straight forward on that. I will be taking some time out to research, to plan, and to try it out of myself and showcase some positive result, and then take it to the boardroom or to the boss
So you
that
are
this is
someone
something that you
who's
can do.
not in that, contentment of the people who loves to burn the organization's money to learn something new. So you're not in that segment.
No, no, no. That doesn't happen in real life. Many US companies, you will read many books, self-help books, marketing books. They will come across this term that buy some credits using credit card, try it out, test it out, weekend पे काम करो, weekend पे करके देखो. But in real life, it doesn't happen that way. Every company has strict rule auditing going around. They do have this kind of approach, a very systematic approach to, how where your money is spent, why you spent that
Absolutely.
money on it.
At
So
the
it's
end of
it's
the day,
it,
you have to prove the ROI, otherwise you can't
yeah,
get it
absolutely.
approved.
Yeah, and you can try for something. Let's say you keep a allocated budget for, let's say, 10% of it for the experimentation purpose, and you can use that to try something out. But for even that also, you should have a very targeted approach. Like, what will you do in 1 week or next 1 week? What will happen post 10 days with, like, what are your exact plans around it? What if it goes wrong? What are the success metrics? What is your criteria of measurement of success? So all of those things you have to plan in advance and you have to submit it out, and then you can roll it out. And that, boss, this is the
Absolutely.
experimentation purpose only, and this is what something that we are trying to do.
But absolutely, what you just said, the 10% or the 5% of the overall marketing budget. I think going forward, the organization should, definitely put some kind of this segment of the budget for experimentation, because how fast the marketing is changing. If you don't have, any kind of marketing budget for the experiments or the new things that are coming, you definitely going to lag, because the marketing strategy is planned out an year earlier, and in the
Yeah.
next 3 months or 6 months, AI SEO, let's say AI SEO came up. No one, if you're going to stick to that strategy that you used to have and you don't have any kind of budget for that, you are definitely losing the game.
Once again, I would like to differ here. See, marketing strategies are changing quarterly basis. Or let's say if something new comes up, they park it somewhere, they experiment
Hmm.
with it, and then in the next quarter, they pick it up. Okay, in this quarter strategy, we are having this particular line item introduced, and we will be focusing on that as well. And as far as I know, and as far as the companies that I've worked for under the CMOs and all, they do have 20 percentage around of the budget which is allocated for the experimentation purpose or to go double down on the channels which work for them. They don't
Absolutely.
just exhaust money. Like,
Right.
let's say you spend 100 rupees on something and you are observing effects of the growth of what you expected out of it. So you will be having some buffer to spend more on it. You will be going double down on it, and you will be taking out some money from the other channels and all. So all of that happens. Like, it's a very flexible kind of a thing. But yeah, it's a very planned and strategic move. It's not like you decide on one Sunday morning, I'm doing something like this on Monday. It doesn't happen that way. It has to be very planned and thoughtful approach.
Absolutely. So I think, yeah, but we are already running out of time. So just to conclude the what we have discussed, I would love to know if you have to give some kind of message to the marketers, right, who are upcoming or who are currently in the market. So seeing how fast the marketing is changing because of the AI or AI things that are coming, how should they keep up to date, and are there some kind of channels or sources that you're learning from as a marketer, so what we can also follow?
Absolutely. See, for the, like, I interact with a lot of people who are trying to get in the product marketing space or in the marketing space overall. And what they do is, this is what I have done in the education. This is what I'm looking for. And this is the company that I'm targeting. Please refer me here. You have an opening here. You please refer me here. Please, please, please avoid doing that. Nowadays, it is not working like that. Go back. open your Notion, do some kind of research for the for the targeted group of companies, have your own point of view or your create your own portfolio around it. You can do a very research around let's say competitor intelligence or something around the product. Let's say open Google Pay. What you like, what you don't like, what you will like to change in the UI, UX. Let's say phone pay. You can do around all of this thing, or let's say Zepto. What is working, what is not working. All of these are very you know you have tried it out, you use it on daily basis, so you have some point of views around it, understand the consumer biases around it, and create your own point of view and portfolio before approaching that particular companies. And target LinkedIn, use LinkedIn very well, focus, post on LinkedIn, connect with people on LinkedIn, and it will help you out. For people who are in the mid experience kind of a segment, like 5 to 10 years of experience, start learning, as I mentioned, like extend your job, start learning what's next, or start learning like what else you can do along with your current job. It can be if you are in the product marketing role, it can be the product management, because some part of it that you can learn the functional aspect of it, and the growth marketing you can learn some aspect of it. Some of the resources that I am leveraging or that I've used is I read a lot of books. So hacking growth is something book that has helped me a lot in the past. There is a book named $1 Million Weekend. It's by Noah Kagan. It's a very great book. You can just start reading it and you can start following the steps that has been written in that book. Maybe you are doing a cold emailing for the job application. You can follow his email kind of approach. Or maybe you are trying a startup and you have some idea in mind. You can understand and get a feedback of if this business will be successful or not, or like if not between successful or not like that, but you will be getting an insight if your whatever idea you have, is it actually in demand or not, are people actually willing to pay for it or not. So once you do that, you will be better position to take, now what's next now for that particular idea. So read that book. There is a book called as Rework that has helped me in the past. Rewire your brain and do something each single day, 1% growth each single day. Talking about the podcast, so I'm a big fan of Lenny Rachitsky, the guy from Airbnb. So you can read you can listen to his podcast. You can listen to podcast from Akash Gupta. He is doing some phenomenal work in the B2B SaaS domain. You can listen to his podcast and you will love it. So yeah, these are some of the things that I use to update myself, and yeah, pretty much about it. And be curious. Open TechCrunch website, read about it if you are in B2B space. Open Entrega, read about the business news that are on the startup ecosystem. So be curious, understand, connect the dot backwards, connect business with product, connect product with tech, connect tech with what's going on in the market and why it's there. So you will be able to understand better why it's happening, what it's happening, and who is it for that's happening. So yeah, that's all.
Okay. So
Awesome,
yeah, I
awesome.
think I think we had a great conversation. Thank you so much for your time, Deepak. Vivek,
Thanks,
would you like
Saurabh.
to add
Thanks, Vivek.
something?
Absolutely, Lee. For saying yes on the very first message. That's something amazing. I have met you, I guess, just once
Yeah,
in
yeah,
that meetup. And then I thought of
yes.
Saurav also that, the first two, four, five folks that I can know of is let's bring him in a podcast.
Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for sharing the invite and thanks for inviting me here. It was lovely connecting. And to be frank, this is the first podcast that I'm doing like this. Otherwise, the podcasts were I was on the host side.
Other side,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
this is the first side. This is the first one that I am having being a speaker side. So yeah, thanks for
Amazing.
giving me this opportunity and
It's
That
our
loved
makes
it.
pleasure.
it
We
super
learned a lot.
amazing.
Deepak, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Saurabh.
Bye bye.
Thanks, Vivek.
Have a
Yeah.
great day.
Bye. You too, man. You too. Bye.